Alright, hands up right now. Who's doing this?
These are the rules of the duel.
What's up guys, Havoc back with another video, and today I'm going to go ahead and discuss the top 5 best cards in Clash Royale to use after the new recent balance changes. Now Supercell killed a lot of cards, but they also made a few a lot stronger, but just because they made the balloon stronger or the bomber a bit powerful does not mean they are being used a lot, and because of that, this list will be based off the current use of the cards, not my personal opinion. But before we get into the video, I decided to get rid of my annoying Christmas intro from our giveaway, and I also thought it was better to just say it myself. So with that being said, for everyone who likes the video and also comments, will be entered into my Christmas giveaway for a few iTunes and Google Play cards. Winners will be announced on Twitter, but if not, I think I will be mentioning it on a video after Christmas. But if I don't, you will get an email if you want. So anyways, back to the top 5. Number 1 on this list is going to be the Elite Barbarians. Now just about a week or two ago, these two tough guys were on my top 5 worst cards in the game, which is right here in the top right corner, by the way, if you guys want to go ahead and watch that. But the reason why they were so bad was because of the stats and the high cost. And what Supercell did to fix that was just keep the cost, but make them crazy powerful. The same day of the balance changes, I got matched up with a person using the Elite Barbarians, and I immediately noticed the difference. Not only this, but a lot of people were picking up on the Elite Barbarians, and everyone is making decks for it. Whereas like a week ago, no one was making deck videos for it. It was just dead. I think Supercell completely turned this card from bad to good in just a short amount of time, and because of that, so this card is on this list, as well as for its high use rate. Number 2 is going to be the Mega Minion, and it's no surprise the Mega Minion is on this list because it's basically a flying Pekka. Yes, with less damage, but it also is cheaper in Elixir. Supercell tried to soften this big ass minion with, reducing the damage and hit speed, but because it is still good, a lot of decks still have it. Pretty much it's because the decrease of stats it got didn't seem to affect him. Now, although this may be one of the most used cards, I still don't think Supercell should continue to make it worse. I think they should back off and leave it there. The stats are just fine, and it is not OP, and it's not bad. I myself still use the Mega Minion, and I have seen the changes, and I have noticed a difference. He still is a very great card and a highly used card, and because of that, he is on this list. On to number 3, we have the Royal Giant. I think this one is a bit obvious because the amount of time Supercell tried to kill this card, it's been a lot. The amount of attempts just didn't really kill it. Now, there was a time around summer 2016 where no one was using him, but at the moment, go battle and see how many people are still using this guy. Not too long ago, I made a video of the top 3 best Royal Giant decks, and even though he is annoying to deal with sometimes, he still has its moves and is still wrecking to this day. About 2 weeks ago, I read a comment on one of my videos and it said that the stats of the Royal Giant is not a problem sometimes. It's just the range. And I think I'll have to agree with this guy. From across the bridge, he can shoot a building that was supposed to be put there to defend against the Royal Giant. Like if you put a building across the bridge early to defend against the Royal Giant, and you didn't know the Royal Giant was going to be there in the first place, it's like it's just going to be destroyed and the Royal Giant is going to keep going. And I think that's the problem with him and the most annoying part. Sure, we can always place the building closer to our towers, but that also means you lose the ability to lure another troop from the opposite side where you place the building. I think with a range decrease, he will be easier to counter, but still powerful when he locks onto the tower, which, in my opinion, it's going to be a bit fair. Next up on number 4 we have is the Archers. Now in no way the Archers are OP, they definitely are not OP, but they are a good cheap choice to counter both air and ground. If you go and check some replays or you go battle, you'll see that for some weird reason, a lot of people are using the Archers as opposed to a few months ago. That wasn't the case. I don't remember Supercell fixing the Archer's stats, but I guess with the increase of air cards, it seems as though this is a more ideal choice. The best part about the Archers is that they are cheap in Elixir, of course, don't get taken down by arrows depending on the situation, and they deal a lot of damage. For only 3 Elixir, you're pretty much getting 2 OP Spear Goblins. And finally, moving on to number 5 is going to be the Hog Rider. Again, the Hog Rider is not OP, and I want to make that clear because this video is not top 5 OP cards. It's just the top 5 best cards to use right now. But just because he's not OP does not mean he is not good. The Hog Rider has always been good, and even after like 3 or 4 balance changes that included him, people still use him. He's like unstoppable. I don't think he's OP at all though, because there's so many easy counters to him, but on the other hand, if you play him right, especially with a Hog Cycle deck, he's going to wreck. Now for my part of the story, I never really liked Hog Cycle decks because I'm much more of a slow paced player, but the Hog Rider can fit in any kind of deck, which is the good part. He's very versatile, and the amount of times I've got beat by a Hog Rider where I didn't have anything to defend, they were a lot. He's a pretty good card, and because of his high use rate, it lands him a spot in this list. But that is pretty much it for this top 5 list of the best cards to use right now, guys. Again, as I said, these cards are not OP, and I don't think they deserve a nerf or buff. They are just about right on their stats right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead and drop a like and a comment. That always helps me out a ton. So yeah. So peace out, YouTube. See you on the next one. Peace.